Hey, it's Sarah with Loaves and Dishes, and today I'm going to show you how to make this super delicious 3-bean casserole. It's less of a casserole when it comes out, and you'll see. Anyway, so we're going to chop up an onion. Also, by the way, I got a new microphone. I'm really excited about it. Let me know how you think it sounds in the comments. I'm pretty stoked about getting new equipment. I've been wanting a new microphone for myself for a while, and I finally went out and bought one, and I'm really happy. I think it sounds great. Let me know what you think. So anyways, I'm going to chop up this onion. You guys have seen me chop up an onion about 1,000,000 times, but I will say I did watch a pretty interesting video of a chef teaching a cooking class about chopping up an onion without making you cry. So how to chop up an onion without making you cry. And what he said, and it made a lot of sense, was that basically when you're cutting up an onion, the compound that it emits when you chop it up is what makes it cry. So what makes you cry. So you want to make sure you have a really sharp knife. You want to make sure that you're cutting the segments down the side, like the little lines that run across the top of the onion. You want to make sure that you're using those to cut. And basically the least amount of cell walls that you break open, the better, because that's what it will emit, that compound, is when you break down the onion. I hope that made sense. But I cut up this onion and I didn't cry, which is unusual for me. I always cry. Shallots, green onions, any kind of regular onion, it doesn't matter. It always makes me cry. So then I'm cooking about half a pound of bacon. And my camera was wobbly. Anyway, so I'm cooking this bacon, and if you have something that you can put over your pan when you're cooking bacon so you don't get grease everywhere, I also really recommend one of those, like a little splatter shield. If you have a lid for your pan, and because bacon is messy, that's why I like to cook it in my air fryer, because the mess is just contained in the air fryer. So anyways, I'm cooking all this bacon. Oh, also, when you're putting things in a hot pan, the trick to not getting burnt is to lay things going away from you. So I was sort of standing off to the side when I was laying that bacon. I was laying it away from me. So. And then I'm taking out, I poured off a little bit of that grease, and then I deglazed my pan real quick with some apple cider vinegar. And I scrubbed the bottom of my pan to make sure you get all that fond off. That stuff is amazing. If you're making something and you get some of that on your pan, you want it in whatever it is that you're making. That's where all the flavor is. So then I added my onion. I sweated those down just a little bit, and now I am using my garlic press to chop up my garlic. I have to say, I bought that garlic press and I started using it, and I have not stopped. I've used it almost every time I've used garlic. And then I added a cup of loosely packed brown sugar, and I'm going to give that a mix. Normally with this recipe, you would add the apple cider vinegar at this point, so I added an extra splash just because this was looking a little too thick. And I really love the combination of apple cider vinegar and brown sugar together, and I love vinegar just a little bit more than I like sweet stuff, so I added a little bit more. You can add a little bit more if you want as well, but it's not necessary. So I gave that a good mix. I just let it cook for a few minutes and let the sugar melt. And then I removed it and I set it out of the way for assembling the casserole. So I'm going to chop up this bacon. You could have chopped up the bacon beforehand and then skip this step, but I thought it was easier to cook the bacon in strips because I wanted it to be a little crispy. And I'm just giving that a rough chop. And then I'm going to add, so 2 cans of pork and beans to my baking dish, liquid and everything. And I'm going to add a can of cannellini beans and a can of kidney beans. I've rinsed and drained both of those. And then I'm going to add my onion and my sugar mixture. I did not cook the sugar enough, so it was sticking to the pan. And then I'm going to give that all a really good mix. And then I kind of sprinkled my bacon on top. You can do whatever you want with the bacon. If you want it mixed in, you can. I thought it would be fun if it was kind of like a little crust. They could get a little crispier on top. And then once I get this all mixed up, then I put my bacon in. But I did make sure that I kind of poked my bacon down just a little bit so it got in that sugar mixture, because There's something special about bacon with a little sugar on it. It's amazing. I just bought Snoop Dogg's cookbook, and it has this billionaire bacon recipe in it. Let me know if you want to see something similar. It looks really good. So I bake that at 375 for 45 minutes. And there it is, all done. It's a little less like a casserole. It's kind of liquidy, but it was delicious. If you want to see more recipes like these, check out lovesandishes.net. If you want to hear more from myself and my mom, we do have a podcast. It's called Dorks with Sporks, and you can find that wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're putting out a new video every Monday through Friday. And thanks for watching. Oh, and you can follow us on Facebook too if you want to see more. Thanks for watching.